I lived a good life and I gave to the poor. I avoided all gossip and strife. But I stood before God and said, you never accepted my son, so your name's not in the book of life. Now I'll never know God. I'm cut off from him, and for eternity I'll suffer in pain because you didn't take 5 minutes from your life to shout and proclaim Christ's name. You saved yourself. Your compassion was low, and you say that you follow Christ. What you cared about was pride, fear, popularity, and rejection, so now I pay the price. I pleaded with God, but was appointed once to die, and on that, God is not adaptable. I said, send me back, I'll accept your son, but death isn't retractable. He said, either you had the spirit of Christ or the spirit of Satan. You can't have both. You're not cohabitable. You made your choice when you didn't follow Christ, and sin in my kingdom, they're incompatible. I said, what sin, Lord? I lived a good life, and I've done so many good deeds. He said, but you lied, you stole, and you fornicated. How can I set you free? I said, but Lord, that's in the past, and I thought you were God that forgave. He said, I'm a fair God, and yes, I forgive, but I must see that justice is paid. If when you were on earth, you murdered 3 people, but then turned your life around, would that earthly judge turn a blind eye? Tell me, how would your sentence be found? I knew I'd be guilty, and no matter what I did, my future couldn't erase what I'd done. And in his heavenly court, I was found guilty again because I didn't accept his son. My good deeds couldn't undo the sins that were created in my past. Only the blood of Jesus could cleanse me from my slate, a cleansing that would last. He took the penalty of death when he died on the cross, and only I knew then what I know now. But for the life of me, I can't figure it out, so please, Daimont, you tell me how. How could you let me live my life knowing I was headed straight for hell? Didn't you care to make a difference, the urge to run and tell? If only I could figure it out, for eternity my mind will wrestle with how you could ever not speak of the treasure of the gospel that's in your earthen vessel. My God is not adaptable. Death is not retractable. My body is not cohabitable, so sin were incompatible. Because the gospel of Christ is the power of God for the salvation of lowly man. So Lord, embolden me to spread your truth whenever and wherever I can. Not to shy away from your command to preach the gospel to every nation. You haven't placed me everywhere, but where I am is my obligation. Shake me, Lord, from my comfort zone and complacency I never want to nestle, lest I forsake the treasure of the gospel of Christ you put in this earthen vessel.